Hey, this is Warren Redlick. Two big things we're going to talk about in this video. First, we're going to talk about Elon Musk and Tesla building a litigation department. They're going to start suing people. I'm going to go in depth into what I think this is about. I am a former trial lawyer, still technically a lawyer in some sense, but I want to talk about what he means by this, where this is going. There's a lot more to this. And then the second thing is we're going to talk about a brief update. I got some more inside information on what's going on with the Model Y coming out of Giga Texas. So I'm going to go through that with you as well. Are you ready? Let's go. Before we get into that really quick, the Discriminate Cogitandi t-shirt. This is Latin for critical thinking. You can get t-shirts at elonbits.com. Tesla is building a hardcore litigation department. I'm not sure what softcore litigation is, where we directly initiate and execute lawsuits. That means they're going to start lawsuits. They're going to sue people. This isn't a litigation department to defend Tesla from lawsuits. This is a litigation department for Tesla to sue people. Please send 3 to 5 bullet points describing evidence of exceptional ability, justice@tesla.com. This was yesterday. So, one of the first things I want to address is some people have suggested, or many people have suggested, I should apply because I was a trial lawyer. I still sound like a lawyer in a lot of my videos, especially when I interview Tesla Q people or Lucid fans. But I'm not, I don't believe that I have evidence of exceptional ability. I don't think I'm the person for this job. Let's talk a little bit more about that first. So, down at the bottom, Elon says, please include links to cases you have tried. Looking for hardcore street fighters and not white shoe lawyers like Perkins or Cooley who thrive on corruption. There will be blood. So it should be obvious here, Elon has a certain perception of lawyers that is probably accurate, that there's a certain class of law firm that handles big corporate law, and litigation is a way to bill a lot of dollars and make a lot of money for the law firm, but maybe they don't really fight hard, and maybe they're a little too tied to some corruption, and he's looking for lawyers, what he calls hardcore street fighters. So I'm probably more of a street fighter. I'm certainly not, this is what might be referred to as big law. I don't know if he means all big law. White shoe lawyers is what some people call big law. Is you graduate near the top of your class or near the top of your class from a big law school, Harvard Law School, Yale, whatever, and you get hired by these big corporate law firms that have 1,000 lawyers that are based in Manhattan, or they're based in San Francisco like Cooley. And these lawyers typically start at somewhere like $200,000 a year. They work crazy hours, and the push is to bill hours. The push isn't necessarily to serve clients well, and the push isn't necessarily to fight hard. And a lot of these lawyers don't actually do the street fighting. They do a lot of the background work. And there are certain lawyers who are really fighters, who really know how to get down and dirty. You got to be strategic. You got to be tactical. There's a thing I would say that law is both, you study, you research, you understand your law, but there's also a craft to it. There's a sense of when you're speaking to a jury, you have a way of speaking to a jury. And I did over 50 jury trials, and I developed my own way of speaking to a jury, but there are lawyers that I knew who were more into taking more classes on how to improve their legal skills and how to improve their presentation to a jury and how to pick a jury. And there's a lot of really, really in-depth things that you can do if you're handling high-level litigation that you just need more. You need more of a commitment to that. And I did a lot of it, and I handled cases well, and I was fairly successful, but I don't think I had that commitment to the craft that I think Elon is looking for. There's just something about it that certain lawyers I knew had. Some of it is presentation. And so one of the things that's hard to distinguish is the lawyer who looks good in a suit versus the lawyer who knows how to fight in a courtroom. There's a lot of lawyers who look good in a suit who don't know how to fight in a courtroom. I know how to fight in a courtroom. I also know there's lawyers that were better at it than I am or than I was. And I haven't really fought a hard case in something like 10 years. And when I took on more complicated cases, I think I often felt out of my league. I handled simple cases, car accident, drunk driving case. I handled fairly simple cases. I didn't handle the complexity of cases that they're talking about. And there's a lot of challenges, what's called discovery, where you're trying to get documents from the other side, or you're trying to resist the other side getting documents from you. There's a level of complexity to that a street fighting lawyer who really works hard, has really honed his craft, knows how to fight every little bit of that. And I'm just not that guy. You have to know who you are. I've never sued big corporations before. I sued insurance companies in cases where I knew exactly what I was doing, and where that kind of stuff wasn't necessary. But there's a level here that you need that I just don't have. So I appreciate people suggesting I should do this, but this is not me. So Elon says we will never seek victory in a just case against us, even if we will probably win. We will never surrender or settle an unjust case against us, even if we will probably lose. He's committed to fight. But if he figures out in the course of the case, hey, we're wrong, we're not going to win this case, they'll drop it. This is the right approach to litigation. If you think you're going to lose a case, if you think you should lose a case, then you shouldn't pursue it. If you think you have a winning case, then you should fight and take risks. And Tesla can afford to take these risks. The stakes in lawsuits like this are in the tens or hundreds of millions. They're not in the billions. So Tesla can afford to take some risks in cases like this. And I want to be clear, I don't think this is about making money for Tesla. I'm confident that this is not about making money for Elon. Elon will probably commit to he doesn't want a penny of this for himself. And let me be clear about what I think this is about. What is this about? Who are they going to sue? I think Tesla is going to start suing media that lie about Tesla. There's a concept called defamation. Somebody lies about you and it harms you, and you can sue them for the harm that's caused. There's libel and there's slander. Generally, both are come under defamation. Libel is written lies about you. Slander is spoken lies about you. So this is and published lies in a TV broadcast or so on. That would also come under libel rather than slander. Or recorded or written. It doesn't really matter. If you said something about someone and it had an effect on their reputation, if it has an effect on the brand, if it causes them economic harm, and this is where commercial defamation comes in, because if it's personal defamation, somebody says something bad about me and it doesn't affect my business interests in any meaningful way, and I can't show it affects my business interests in any meaningful way, the damages are lower. But if you're damaging the brand of $1 trillion company that sells, tens or hundreds of billions of dollars of revenue a year, and there's any sense that this is diminishing the company's revenue by $1 billion a year or $100 million a year, you can see where the damages go off the charts. And the other thing is when you attack a political figure, when you attack a public figure or a political figure and you lie about them, it's a higher standard for the person suing to show, hey, I didn't have bad intent. There's a level of what you have to show for a public figure that's very hard to show a jury and persuade a court that somebody's guilty of defamation against a public figure. In other words, if you say something bad about Donald Trump or Joe Biden, it's harder to sue you for saying something about them. You have to prove you knew it was false and you had an intent to damage the person. Rather than with commercial defamation, it might be you have to prove that they were reckless in saying something that was false and they were aware that it would damage reputation, rather than you had an intent to. So I think the standard in commercial defamation is a lot lower. And I think there's an inspiration for, first of all, Elon gets sued a lot. Tesla's been sued a lot. And I think, he's been on the other side of this quite a bit. And so I think, he may be taking a page from Peter Thiel. There's this famous case where Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, sued Gawker, a website, a salacious website that published gossipy type stories about famous people. Hulk Hogan sued them, and there's this article from Forbes. It was originally published in 2016. It's one of their best of the decade stories. This is a story that got a lot of reads. A lot of people read this story. So the story is that Hulk Hogan sued, but Peter Thiel, who worked with Elon at PayPal and cashed out and is also a billionaire, not on Elon level billionaire, but still a substantial billionaire, he funded, you can see it here, Thiel is the clandestine financier of numerous lawsuits targeting Gawker Media, the New York-based company whose biting style of journalism is graded on the egos and sullied the reputations of some of the world's most powerful people. And the most damaging lawsuit, an invasion of privacy case revolving around a sex tape of wrestler Hulk Hogan, resulted in a $140 million jury award. Hulk Hogan sued them, won a $140 million jury award. I believe this bankrupted Gawker. Gawker went out of business. And I think this is the real goal. The real goal for Elon is to sue media outlets that are attacking Tesla. When they attack Tesla, they are not, if they attack Elon, I don't think he's going for the attacking Elon lawsuits, but the attacking Elon articles. It's the ones that attack Tesla. And my guess is that the biggest target of this is going to be Business Insider. Business Insider is a website that has been trashing Tesla for years. And a lot of the stuff that they say is false, and they know it's false, and they know it's potentially damaging to Tesla's reputation. And if Tesla starts suing media for lying about Tesla, and they win one case, or it looks like they're going to win one case, then maybe media are going to start being a lot more careful about trashing Tesla. I don't think this is about Elon. It could be about SpaceX, the recent bogus claim that Elon sexually harassed a flight attendant on a SpaceX jet. It's not. I doubt that they're going to do it on behalf of SpaceX. Maybe SpaceX doesn't have the same reputational issue where some salacious article somewhere damages their revenue. We haven't seen any signs of that. But the ESG rating, like Tesla's ESG rating, was affected by these stories that supposedly say that Tesla's done bad things and that they have problems. So you can directly see how this is affecting Tesla shareholders. You can directly see how this is affecting the company. You can argue that this might be reducing demand for Tesla's products. Tesla doesn't seem to have a demand problem, but still, proving damage may not be that hard to do. And this could be very, very substantial. Now, I don't think, and there's a lot more here. The revelation that Thiel paid Hogan's lawyers to the tune of about $10 million has transformed the discussion. Thiel described his efforts as one of my greater philanthropic efforts, helping those who've been wronged by a singularly terrible bully. You have to understand that Gawker was basically evil. It was basically gossiping and often telling lies about people or exposing people in the wrong way. And Thiel funded it. Thiel went after him. What I think that Elon wants to do what Thiel did, but he can do it on behalf of Tesla. I don't think this is going to be significant revenue for Tesla going down the road. Any results probably going to be 2-3 years down the road, by which point Tesla will be generating revenue of well over $100 billion a year, and winning $100 million lawsuits just a drop in the bucket. That's 1/1000th of Tesla's revenue for a year. So this isn't about making money for Tesla. This is about reducing the damage to the brand, and it is about stopping the attacks on Tesla. So I think that's what this is about, and it's about getting fair coverage for Tesla. If you're in media right now and you've been trashing Tesla, I think, and let's be clear, the Los Angeles Times is probably in the sites. The New York Times is probably in the sites. The Wall Street Journal may be in the sites. Charlie Grant from the Wall Street Journal has done some questionable journalism regarding Tesla. Bloomberg has some reporters who have done some questionable reporting regarding Tesla. Careless, thoughtless reporting. Lynette Lopez and the other one. There's several journalists who have really attacked Tesla quite a bit. Maybe Jalopnik, I don't know. I don't know how far they're going to go. I don't know who they're going to go after, but pretty much anyone they go after, other than maybe Bloomberg, which is probably owned by Michael Bloomberg, and he's got billions. Pretty much anybody they go after, they might be able to take them down. They literally might be able to bankrupt the New York Times, the LA Times. And, this is the thing. If you are an editor at a media outlet and you've got a reporter like Russ Mitchell or Charlie Grant and they're trashing Tesla, and really other companies are going to watch this. You better be careful. Amazon may start going after people. There's been a lot of smack talk about Amazon and how they're treating workers. And Jeff Bezos might say, hey, this isn't a bad idea. Let's defend Amazon. And Elon and Jeff and, Amazon and Tesla, they can afford this. They can afford to go after people who lie about them. And I think there have been a lot of lies told about Amazon as well. So this is going to be interesting to see. So that was story number one, is Tesla is going to start suing media. And that's my prediction. It may be that they're going to do something else, but I think it's pretty obvious that this is about commercial defamation by media outlets, particularly Business Insider. But also I don't think it's limited to Business Insider. I think you're going to see the New York Times. I think you're going to see the LA Times. I think you're going to see the Washington. And there's been a lot of cases like this before where the kid from the Covington school, I forget his name, got defamed by a whole bunch of media, sued a whole bunch of media, and won supposedly tens or hundreds of millions of dollars in lawsuits against them for lying about him. And, he wasn't a public figure. He's just a school kid. And he gets attacked by the media, knowingly misreporting the facts, when what really happened was this Native American professional protester, came up and got in his face, and they treated it like he had gotten in the protester's face. Completely false, and they were held accountable. So I think seeing Peter Thiel and Hulk Hogan's litigation against Gawker, I think we can see where this is going, but we'll see if I'm wrong. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about is Model Y. I did a video recently where I talked about the Model Y all-wheel drive. This is the new version of Model Y that's supposedly coming out of Giga Texas, and someone gave me more information about Model Y coming out of Giga Texas. Someone supplied me with what they found was a certificate of origin for a vehicle I believe this tracks the delivery of a vehicle from the manufacturer to the dealer. I'm not sure what this is, but I think this is what this is. And you can see it was delivered to Tesla Motors from Tesla. And this is, you can see series or Model Y AWD, and you can see on the far side of the picture, you can see horsepower 390. Now, I asked my source to get in the other ones. This is a long range, and you can see that on the far side, the horsepower is 449. And you can see this is a performance model here, and you can see the horsepower is 480. Okay, so let's go back into this. What else do we see in this document? We see shipping weight 4,416 pounds. For the long range, we also see shipping weight 4,416 pounds, and for the performance, we see slightly higher shipping weight of 4,429. I didn't put a box around it, but next to the horsepower, you can see gross vehicle weight rating 5,216. This is for the Model Y all-wheel drive. The Model Y long range is 5,302, so that's a slight difference of about 100 pounds. And then the performance has a much higher gross vehicle weight rating of 5,726. That means it just has more payload capacity. I don't think this relates to towing. It might relate to towing, but gross vehicle weight rating is the weight of the vehicle plus the weight of the payload. So this suggests that Model Y performance weighs a little bit more, but also has more payload capacity, maybe because it has more torque or more horsepower. Maybe this is just a glitch, not clear. And let's go here. This is the EPA filing showed that the Model Y all-wheel drive, this is the 2022 Model Y all-wheel drive, had a curb weight of 4,356 pounds. The Model Y long range had a curb weight of 4,381 pounds. And the Model Y Performance had a curb weight of 4,416 pounds. It's interesting that you see curb weight 4,416 in the Model Y's performance rating. And you see Model Y all-wheel drive has a shipping weight of 4,416, and Model Y all-wheel drive has a shipping weight of 4,416. Now, it used to be that Model Y Model Y long range had a curb weight of 4,416 pounds. And I believe Model Y Performance also had a curb weight of 4,416 pounds. And now those curb weights have changed. They've come down a bit. If you go to the specs page on the Tesla website, and I'm just showing you here, these are the specs on the Model Y Performance, and you can see the weight is listed as 4,398 pounds. This is the current weight, so it's down from 4,416 or whatever it was before. And you can see long range all-wheel drive is down to 4,363, down from 4,416. So there's some reduction in weight. The Model Y Performance is 4,398, long range is 4,363. Now, if we take that out and we go look at the EPA filing, the Model Y Performance is still rated. This is a 2021 Model Y Performance, not a 2022. So that's why it's still rated at 4,416. There's a 2022 long range Model Y long range, 4,381 versus 4,363 on the website. Unclear why we're seeing those differences, but little differences here and there in curb weight. You can also see gross vehicle weight rating. The Performance gross vehicle weight rating 5,712, which 5,726 here. So there's some slight variations. I don't know if this is that they're constantly updating Tesla vehicles to, there's constant iterations on how they modify the vehicle. So the curb weights and gross vehicle weight ratings may vary over the course of the year by a bit here and there. So that may be what's going on. Anyway, what we do have here is we have a sighting sort of in the wild. And I should say, in the black box, in between the black boxes, you can see the VIN number. Above the horsepower, you can see the VIN number. And you can see there's an A in the 11th digit. And if you look at the Model Y all-wheel drive, there's an F in the 11th digit. And if you look at the Model Y Performance, there's an F in the 11th digit. The F is Fremont, and the A in the VIN number here means this is an Austin Model Y. This is a vehicle that is manufactured at Giga Texas, and it was shipped to this particular dealer. I don't want to say anymore. I don't know whether I don't want to get my source in danger for having this information out there. I don't know whether my source is going to get exposed somehow, and I don't know whether the source is vulnerable or not. So I just wanted to address this. So we have a little bit of an update on Model Y all-wheel drive, that it's got 390 horsepower, which I think we knew. The shipping weight of 4,416. I have a feeling that's wrong, that's a typo, that's from an older Model Y long range, and they just didn't adjust it, or I think they could be careless on this sort of thing. And maybe the gross vehicle weight rating is wrong as well, because what we believe we know about Model Y all-wheel drive is that its curb weight is 4,356 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating 5,216. Gross vehicle weight rating 5216. So that's spot on. So it may be that they're just careless on facts like that in these certificates of origin, or may have just been a mistake. My theory at this point is that Model Y all-wheel drive is actually the one that we've seen the EPA filing for is actually a 2170 Model Y. It is not a 4680 Model Y. Tesla may have delivered 4680 Model Ys to employees, but we weren't told that the Model Ys that were delivered to employees that were 4680 were the same vehicle. It was the EPA filing. So we know that they're supposed to be making 2170 Model Ys at Giga Texas and 4680 Model Ys in Giga Texas. So my hunch is that what we're seeing is 2170 Model Ys being shipped out, Model Y all-wheel drive being shipped out with the 2170 cells. Those are the ones that are actually being delivered beyond employees at Giga Texas. I could be wrong. I think when we see 4680s, they have to be lighter weight. I think when we see 4680 Model Ys, they have to be longer range than what we've seen. And I think that's coming probably by June. By the end of June, I think we're going to see it. I keep checking the Tesla website to see if they have any updates, if they have a Model Y all-wheel drive on there, if they have a new version of Model Y with 4680 on there. I keep checking the EPA website to see if there's any new EPA filings, and I don't see anything. So that's where we are with Model Y. Please support this channel on the Locals platform. Please check out the t-shirts at elonbits.com or click this link here. Critical Thinking is a great t-shirt. Tesla and Air, Tesla's the next Tesla, Cybertruck, all popular t-shirts, lots more, elonbits.com. Please check out my other videos, and thank you so much for watching.